recording too. Okay. So having that structured time is so important because we do have so many things going on in life. And just like your health and fitness or your health and fitness journey, you have to be laser focused when it comes to your business as well, and carving out that time to make your vital behaviors happen. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but I will send that out, and I'll actually share the note in the group if that would be helpful for anybody else, just to have like a checklist. You guys, it's the tracker. Like, this is the tracker that I have been, that's my notes section. This is the tracker that I have been using recently. Actually, a Beachbody coach created this. She's one of Meg's coaches. And it's, you fill in so much more of your stuff. So let's see if you can get it without a whole lot of glare. Like, you fill in, like, this is where you fill in the success system, success club system tracker. That's where you fill that in every day. And then you have like a place that you can do your potential clients and then your weekly to-dos, but like it has a whole section for you to do your gratitude journal, as a whole place that you do your why. So every morning, my first tab is my orange tab, and I read over my why. And then I flip to the next page and I do my gratitude journal. And then I flip to the second tab because it's the second month I've been using this one. And I go to work. It's so simplified, but it's all in one place. Instead of having a gratitude journal and my my sheets that I'm printing off and blah, 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 I will also share that. It's your hustle and heart will set you apart. That's the name of the tracker. I started using Moira Kubaka, or whatever her last name is. I think, Michelle, you're using that one. It's a great planner. I hated that it was not spiral bound. So that was one challenge that, like, I love that I can sit with this and flip it. It's such a silly thing, but it really, like, I don't know, for me, it just makes it so much easier to work in when I'm maybe not sitting at my desk or at the kitchen table or whatever, that I'm like wherever I am. So I will share that in the group too. Before I get on a tangent again, Michelle, how are you doing working towards your goals for this month? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Oh,
I know we were talking
not very good. Yeah.
We were talking a little bit already.
Yeah. It's just balancing, like, starting 80-day obsession. I'm getting up earlier, went back to work, and I'm tired and try to go to bed earlier. So I feel like I'm just pushing the business part aside.
Yeah. Which is super easy to do. But you gained so much momentum with hitting SC8 last month. Like, that's incredible. You did so good. So I know you want to get a group set up for June, that you host your own challenge group, which would be super awesome. I think you'll do great with that because you've done so good with posts in the 2 groups that we have run together. So I think that that's a great stepping stone for you. Again, having that checklist, and even if it's 30 minutes, like, just, okay, is it better? Honestly, you guys, I know that getting up in the morning seems so daunting and we're all tired. But if you can carve that out first thing in the morning, then it's done. It's like your workout, then it's done and it's not weighing on you and you don't feel like, oh, I still got to work. We don't want this to be a burden. Like, we want this to be exciting. Like, you want to feel energized when you work your business. And I know that at first it feels like you don't know what you're doing, or you feel overwhelmed, or you're kind of flailing all over the place to find a routine. Let me just say that the routine thing, it's never, you go through seasons. Right now I'm all over the place personally. So I get it. But as you work through it, you will start to find a routine and you'll start to find that joy in showing up for your business and reaching your goals. Okay. So, I know that you're working out do you have to, like, get ready as soon as you're done working out at 6:30?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you eat lunch, do you have like 30 minutes to yourself, or are you like eating at your computer?
I eat at my desk and work through lunch, so I don't have to take a lunch break then.
Okay. So I get that, because it's exactly what I do too. Like, as soon as I get to the farm, I'm totally disconnected for the most part. And then what time do you get home?
I usually get home around like 3:30 or 4. And I need to take the time and do it then because Macy's usually still napping. So I need to, like, push myself to do stuff then. before
Yeah.
I start dinner and stuff like that.
Okay, so that might be a really good pocket of time, even if it's for 30 minutes, is when you come home from work while she's
Uh-huh.
still quiet and napping to knock out a few things. And even if it's a half an hour and you only get half of your to-do list, then once she's in bed and you lay down, you ask Josh, you're like, can I just have 30 more minutes and then I will shut it down? And you take that last 30 minutes of the night and you maybe send a couple more messages, or you see what you didn't get done, you make your nighttime post, and then you shut it down. It's just finding those pockets that are going to allow you to feel successful, like you're moving your business forward, but not feel like you're burdened by having all these to-do things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll work on that this week too, and getting back in your groove. And I have no doubt
Yep.
you will. I know you're just adjusting to going back to work and making it all work. So good job.
Thanks.
Miss Amanda, how are you, mama?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So how are you doing this month? I know we didn't really talk about business goals for this month. I know that you've been posting a lot more and you've been sharing in your stories. How is that going? Have you been making conversations with people, or?
I have, and a couple people have, reached out, and so I've sent some information off, just waiting to hear back. I've invited a few to the group, just following back up with them. One is my cousin who lives across the country, so I doubt she'll be in any of the virtuals or anything like that. But just kind of keeping in touch with how's it going, and even my neighbor has her own BOD subscription, but like talking to her about different programs and what she's been doing, and kind of working to see if there's anything else that she would like to do and kind of jump into.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Is your neighbor one of your clients too?
No. Mm-mm.
Is she signed up with the coach that she knows, or did she just sign up for BOD and she's assigned to somebody?
She just signed up for BOD. I don't know if she was assigned to somebody before, because before we became friends, and shortly after we officially met them, we had talked about some stuff, and they had already had they'd done Shakeology and P90X and a few other things in the past. So I don't know if there's somebody else she knows or who she signed up for or through, but I know she had done BOD, I guess, on her own. I don't know if she signed up through another coach or was just assigned to somebody.
Okay, so everybody gets assigned, just so we're all clear, and anybody watching the playback, that anybody who signs up for Beachbody On Demand, whether they go to, like, they hear Carl's commercial on the radio, or if they just go to the website and sign up for the free trial, everyone gets a coach, okay? Just because they don't know who their coach is, or they say that they didn't get a coach, it doesn't mean that they don't have a coach. Every single person who enrolls through Beachbody, buys Shakeology, buys a performance take, anything, is assigned a coach, okay? So like for her, I would ask her, are you already working with a coach? We have a really great group of girls who would love to have you, and we work on keeping each other accountable and cheering each other on, lifting each other up when we're having a bad day, those sorts of things. And just ask her if she is working with another coach. I would assume that she's probably not, because you guys are so close and that probably would have come up. But I would ask her, and if she's not, then there is that, if you go to the FAQs and you just search change of coach customer form, it literally, she just needs your coach ID number and your email. And it's like 3 questions that she has to answer on a form online, and she's transferred to you. It's super, super simple. It really, it's very easy, and makes it nice for them because it's easy for them. So I would definitely ask her that and see if that's something that she would do. The other thing is the people that are seeming interested, when they ask a question like, what are you doing? Are you just sending them information, or are you kind of asking them some questions too about what their goals are or what they would like to work towards?
Asking them questions on, what their plan is. One of them's an old therapist I used to work with. So knowing she had some injuries, like, what would she like to do, or what is she capable of doing at this point.
Okay, perfect. So that's good. So at least we can make a solid recommendation and kind of guide them towards what's going to be a good fit for them. So awesome. All right, cool. So keep on that path. This takes time, and it is very rare for anyone to say yes the first time. So please do not get discouraged if they say no or if they ghost you. Just keep doing what you're doing and being authentic to you, which leads me into what we're going to talk about tonight. If I can just get to my notes. We're going to talk about 5 things that successful coaches who are growing currently, what they do on a very consistent daily basis to help themselves grow and to help their clients see success and growth within their own journey. Okay. So before we even dive into the 5 things, remember, everything starts with this. Okay. Everything starts in our minds. If we believe that we can be successful in this business, if we believe that we can be successful in our own wellness journey, if we believe that we are inspiring and can help others, we will. But if we tell ourselves that we can't, then we won't. Okay, we won't show up for ourselves, and we won't show up to grow and to learn and to help others. So remember that everything starts and ends here. Okay, so work on that positive mindset. If you catch yourself saying that I can't, or I'm not good enough, or any of those words, flip the script and tell yourself that you can. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you're growing. Okay, you're working to grow. This takes time. Okay, so the first one that all successful coaches are doing, and you all are doing it, is getting laser focused on their own journey, picking a program and being committed, right? Showing up every day. That doesn't mean being perfect. That doesn't mean that we don't have a rest day. That doesn't mean that life doesn't happen and that we maybe need to adjust our schedule, okay? Because it happens to all of us. It just means that we don't give up on ourselves and we keep showing up day after day. We're talking about how we're feeling. We're talking about how we maybe had a bad day and we had to take a rest day, or maybe we overslept, or we were feeling extra sore from pushing a little bit harder, so we took a rest day. But we as coaches have the opportunity to show people how to take control over the things that they have control over right now. There's so many things that are unknown and out of our control that this can be our sense of grounding in showing that we have control over what we're eating. We have control over if we push play on our workout because we can do it at home. We don't have to go to the gym. Our time is not on whether or not they're open or if that machine is open or those weights are available. It is if we show up for ourselves, period. Right? So it's showing up every single day. And when you don't feel like you're doing your best, simply hitting the reset button, talking about that, letting others know, look, I messed up, or I don't feel like I've been giving my best because of X, Y, and Z. But I'm hitting the reset button and I know that I can get back to where I was, or I can get back to whatever your goal is for that week. And talking about that, showing how you are a real human being and working towards your goals. Okay? That's all people need to see. They don't need to see perfection. They don't need to see ripped abs and super big biceps and a tiny little tight butt. They need to see a person who is still making time for themselves, even though there are all these things going on around them. Okay? That you're taking control to take care of your health. Nothing else works if we aren't walking the talk. Okay? None of these other tips that we are going to talk about tonight are going to benefit you or help you feel growth or momentum in your business unless you're doing your journey first, right? We are always number one, right? So make sure that you are focused on a program, you are working on your nutrition, and you're talking about that a little bit every day. And also think about What do you look for in your coach? What would you want your coach when you were getting ready to start your journey? Did you want a coach who had one toe in? Or did you want a coach who was showing up every single day and who was doing their best? Wasn't perfect, but just kept moving forward every single day. Okay? That's what we have to remember, that when we're putting ourselves out there, we are showing them that whether or not we're showing up, right? But if we keep talking about it, but we're not showing up to do it, then it doesn't make us look very credible. Okay, so remember that. Remember that people want coaches who are all in or who are really working to make changes and aren't just kind of back and forth, back and forth. We want somebody who's credible and who has our trust. Number 2 is tracking. Tracking is everything, whether it's your wellness or it's your business journey. Both of them are so, so important. Think about your wellness journey. If you don't track your containers or if you don't have your meal plan written out, how easy is it to, oh, I'm just going to take a little bite, or oh, I'm just going to have this, or I'm going to have that. I'm okay. And you like calculate in your head, and then you recalculate after you eat dinner, and you're like, oh, dang it, I'm like 3 yellows over, or whatever it is, right? Because you in your head were trying to calculate all day, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, oh, I'm way over. So it's the same thing in our business. We can be like, oh, I did X, Y, and Z to check off my tracker list and to do my daily to-dos. But if you really were tracking it, did you really get all those things done? Did you really invite every single day? Did you really connect every single day? Did you share and talk about your journey every single day? You might, as you go along, it just becomes kind of second habit, but at first you really have to. And Meg still tracks. Like, I still track. Brittany still tracks. Brittany, actually a lot of Meg's coaches are all using this same tracker. And Brittany, when I went up to her house in Grand Rapids, she was talking about using this tracker, and that's one of the reasons that I purchased it, because I just hadn't found one that was like my jam. And she was talking about how she loved it and how easy it was to use and blah, blah, blah. So I ended up ordering it, and I really enjoy it too. But we have to track to know where we can see growth, where we're mastering things and we're doing really, really good, and where we maybe need to start to focus on new things, because we don't just automatically start doing all the things that need to be done as a coach like that. Just like with your wellness journey, it took some time to start pushing play every single day on your workout. And then maybe you started to dial in on nutrition a little bit, but it wasn't like laser focused. And then as you started to master that a little bit, you maybe started to wake up early in the morning to get your workout done before your day started. And then as you master that, you add on really dialing in your nutrition to start seeing those results. This is the same thing. Not all of it's going to come full circle right away. We have to master a couple steps at a time and then add on. Does that make sense? So that you can feel successful without feeling overwhelmed, kind of like we were talking about in the beginning. So just remember, if you're not tracking, you're probably not doing it. And if you are doing it, you're probably not doing it consistently. We have to remember that being on social media and sharing our journey is our brand. That is our storefront. If you went to a retail store to go and buy something and they were randomly open at random hours of the day, you'd probably find another source that carried the same type of products that you knew was consistently open at a regular time every single day. This is a business, girls. It is not a hobby. And if you are a hobby coach, that's totally fine. If you just want to help a couple of people, that's totally fine. I'm not knocking that, because I was there at one point. But I know the goals that some of you have, and it's not what a hobby coach is producing. Okay? So we can't expect to work the business as a hobby coach and yield the results of a business coach. Okay, so just think about that. Remember that your social media platform is your storefront and your brand and who you are. So number 3 is growing yourself. successful coaches all grow themselves every single day. So something that Meg shares is love, serve, and grow. You guys have all heard me talk about this, and I know that you all have listened to Rachel Hollis or read Rachel Hollis. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? So we have to fill ourselves up with what we want to exude, with what we want to pour over. Meg shared an analogy that her mom was talking about. If your friend knocks over your coffee cup, the coffee spills. If someone kind of tilts you off kilt, what are you overflowing? Is it negativity and negative mindset and I can't, and I'm not successful, I'm not good enough? Or is it I'm working at it, I'm growing, I'm excited to learn, I'm working for my goals? What would you spill over if you were spilling? If you were falling over, what would it exude from you? Okay, we have to think about that. We have to grow every day. Grow you to give to others. And who we are right now is not who we are going to be when we reach those really big goals. Those big, hairy, scary dreams that you guys have written out and you've thought about, and it makes your stomach kind of hurt when you think about it. Whether it's leaving your full-time job, it's creating a substantial savings so that your children don't have to worry about college funds and you don't have to worry about college funds. Maybe it's being debt-free. Maybe it's paying off your home. Maybe it's building your dream home. All of those things, the people that we are right now today, I am not the person that has what I have now. I am not the same person as a girl who is dreaming of those. Hi, Emma Sue, you're supposed to be in bed. But the girl who originally dreamed of having like the home that we have now, I'm not the same person. And not that she was a bad person or she wasn't good enough of achieving these goals, but I've grown. And we have to remember that if we want to be a 5-star diamond coach, or we're working to create a 6-figure income, or we're working to create that financial freedom, we have to be willing to grow and act as if we are already that person. Okay, we have to act as if we are already earning that income, that we are impacting that many lives. And it takes practice to build that confidence, right? That's why it's so important to do it every single day. Because when we do it every single day, we build that belief, and we build that belief in our subconscious, and we build that momentum to keep going. Even when we do feel kind of off kilt or something in life happens and we're kind of set off pace, when you've already created that momentum and that belief in yourself, you show up no matter what. Okay, you show up even if it's 30 minutes or an hour. You might not get everything done, because Lord knows there are days I still don't get everything done. I meant to work yesterday, but I didn't, other than my stories and checking into the groups and like the normal stuff. But to really sit down and invite and connect, I didn't get it done. So guess what happened today? It was hustle time. And that happens for me a lot. Saturdays is usually my day off and the day I unplug more. So Sundays is usually, my kids know and my husband knows, 2 to 3 hours on Sundays when they're going to go fishing or whatever, we figure it out. But you have to show up, okay? You have to create that consistency. So that brings me to number 4, is to be authentically you. To be you. I was talking with one of our coaches on the team tonight, and she was feeling discouraged because a girl that she had been talking with and kind of pouring herself into and helping build belief in this person told her no to a challenge group and ended up signing with another coach. And that can be super hurtful. And I know, especially when you're a newer coach, it can be almost devastating because you feel like you've given your all and that person didn't choose you. So I must not be good enough. I must not be doing this right. I must not be whatever. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Just like the people who have said no to me have nothing to do with me. Okay. We all have a unique story. We are all individuals. And there are going to be some people who get us and who want to work with us. And there are going to be some people who don't. And that's okay. Peace. Okay. We want to work with the people. I want to work with the people who I could see myself going out to dinner with, or going and having a girls' night with, or going and getting a log cabin for the weekend and having a good time. Right? I don't need the people who aren't my jam. If our personalities don't jive, that's okay. And I told this coach, I said, you know what? I know that that's devastating, and it kind of tears you down a little bit because you did pour into her, and you were excited for her to join you. But be excited for her. Bless and release. Be excited for her that she found somebody who she feels is her jam, and she's starting her journey. And maybe you had a part in that because you inspired her to believe in herself. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing, is being authentic to who we are. We're being genuine people, and we're inspiring others. It's not about the sale. So detach yourself. Keep authentic to who you are, because there are so many people who are out there. There are so many more Amandas and so many more Michelles and so many more Dawns that are out there who have a very similar story and who are going to connect with your struggles and be so excited to celebrate with you because they know that you get it. Okay? So be authentic. Be who you are. Share who you are. Share about your struggles. Share about your celebrations. What are you excited about? Because you guys, you all have come so far from when I first met you. So you have so many things to celebrate. Whether or not you feel like you have been successful yet, you have been. And you're here. You're team players. You're leaning into the team. You show up for your workouts. You show up to grow and learn. Those are all things to celebrate. All three of you have had great success in your weight loss and improving your nutrition, improving your fitness and your energy levels, and making time for you. There are so many things to celebrate. So don't forget that. Remember who you were when you signed up as a coach. She was probably dying to feel the way you feel right now, to be where you are right now, to feel and experience the growth that you have felt so far. And it's not over. Like, we're still growing every single day. So keep talking about that and being authentic to who you are. Also talk about and share about what you're inviting to. It is so easy for us as coaches to put that call to action out, or invite people either on stories or on a post to join us in a group, or to join us in the coaching opportunity, or to learn more, or whatever. But then to kind of shy away from sharing those daily practices. I know, and I'm guilty of it too. I haven't shared Shakeology or I haven't shared Energize because I've been out for like almost a week now. I thought it was here on Friday, and it was collagen, and I don't need collagen. I just opened one. Anyway, for us, it can seem mundane to talk about Shakeology and drinking it every single day, or mundane to drink and talk about Energize every single day, or to share our workouts, or to share that we're doing our daily to-do list and talking about coaching and how we're fitting it in pockets of time throughout our day. It seems mundane to us, right? But that is how we show our followers that we are making it work. That is how we show what we're doing and why we're inviting them to try new products or to join us in a wellness group, and why it works for us, right? Not just showing, it's not just the before and afters. And it's not just the workouts. We have to show them what are the steps that we're taking every single day to make the success happen, to get the results, to have the energy that we're having, to take a step forward towards a goal that you're working towards. So don't forget to talk about and share more about what are those actions that you're doing every single day that are helping you have more energy and to feel better and to have that growth, okay? The last thing is number 5. And that is actions speak louder than words. Think about that. We all hear that and we all know that, but really think about it. actions speak louder than words. Building belief in yourself takes action. Go back to when I was talking about how just taking that action every single day helps you build belief within yourself. And when you believe that you can do this, when you believe that you are deserving of the success that you desire, you will show up without fail. And that only further breeds more belief within yourself, is by showing up and taking action every single day for your goals. Okay? So build that belief within yourself by taking the action. Show your followers that you are authentic and you are really here to stay, that you're a believer in what our mission is, that you truly want to help inspire others, and that you're excited to grow a little bit every single day and to take steps forward for your goals. Okay? It's not perfection. There is no such thing as perfection. I've been listening to Brene Brown, Daring Greatly, and I know Dawn has been listening to it. I've had it on my Audibles for a couple weeks, and I had just finished Dave Hollis's book, and so I started Daring Greatly, and she talks a lot about perfectionism and how it's the stalling of taking action for your life. And it's a really, really good book. So if you haven't read it or if you haven't listened to it yet, Brene Brown, Daring Greatly is really, really good. But there is no such thing as perfection. So we have to beat those thoughts by just doing. And it might not be perfect, and that's okay. It may not even be ideal, and you might think, oh my gosh, this post is horrible or whatever. But by doing it, you're taking a step forward and you say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do better. I did it. I took the leap of faith, and tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit better. Okay? Just take the action. So remember that mindset is everything, and we really have to get out of our own heads, and we have to build the belief within ourselves. Tip number 1 was to be laser focused on our own journey. Okay? Controlling what we have control over. Number 2 is tracking, making sure that we're checking off the daily to-dos on our Success Club tracker. And we're also being mindful of what are we focusing our time on, okay? Number 3 is growing yourself, grow you to give to others. Number 4 is being authentic. And number 5 is actions speak louder than words, and making it happen. All right, girls, that's all I have for tonight. Do any of you have any questions before we call it a night? No? All right. All right, I will upload into the group my notes section of what I would work on when I would lay in bed before I would get out of bed in the mornings. I will also, I think I can pretty easily find that link to this tracker just in case anybody wants that. And what was the other thing I said I was going to share? Oh, I'll share, I have another note in my phone that is, it's like all the quick links. I think I've shared it in the group before, but it's all the quick links and resources for Beachbody. So it's like customer service phone number. It is the change of customer form that you can send to people. Just little things like that, that it's just super easy to have a little note on your phone so that when you need those things quickly, you don't have to go search FAQs or whatever. You can just have all that in one note on your phone. Would it be easier if I just sent that in a group text for you girls, since you all have iPhones, that you can just pull it down? Yeah, rather than putting it on Facebook? Okay, cool. I'll send that in a group thread here in just a minute while this uploads onto YouTube, and I'll let you girls go. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you for being on the call. See 2 of you in the morning. It'll be way too early for you, sweetheart, but have a great Monday. Bye.